When the judge dismissed 6 charges against the Trump defendants, 3 against Trump personally, many people were saying that this is evidence that the judge will not rule against Fani Willis. What we're hearing now in the press is that the judge wants to split the baby. That's what everyone's saying. Split the baby. As anyone knows, when you split the baby dies.
That's a problem.
And so if the issue here is that Judge Scott McAfee was trying to prevent, I don't know, what's the right word? Acrimonious conflict or whatever, how we're doing it, conflict in general. He's certainly done the opposite. And he has, as the coward he is, the spineless, pathetic man that he is, flicked a match into the tinderbox. Because the appropriate move for this spineless piece of trash would have been to say, if you don't want there to be conflict, you must stop the conflict. So what she should have said, what we're going to do is, to avoid the image of partiality and bias, we will politely ask Miss Willis to please step aside and we will have someone else come and take up this case. This is not indicative of wrongdoing on Miss Willis. It's indicative of the integrity of the court and our attempt to appear impartial as we bring justice about. Instead, he's terrified what the left would do if he even tried to be impartial. So he said, burn the whole thing to the ground. And there we are.
Yeah, it's a rough time for him because he's also in the middle of a re-election campaign. So I don't know if that will hurt. I don't think it will help him in his district. But he said before this wasn't political. He's staying biased. A lot of eyes were on him in this decision. And I thought the language of like, well, either Willis and her entire office can go or Wade can step down. So you guys make a decision. Whatever you think was he was really trying to walk a weird line.
It's another irony in every single legal case, the lawfare against Trump, every single time. They do exactly what they're accusing Trump of. So they're charging him with RICO and racketeering and perjury. I mean, the worst thing she's accused of doing is intimidating witnesses, which is incredibly serious. And yet she's allowed to stay on this case. The reason is quite simple. Just like with Jack Smith, they need to get this case in before the election. This is all about election interference. So they're worried, well, if we remove her from the case and bring someone else on, perhaps this won't come about before the election. Make no mistake, this has nothing to do with justice. It is completely about interfering in the election and trying to say to the American people, because they know they're going to get a guilty verdict because the left is nuts and they don't care. They'll indict Trump for anything. It doesn't matter if he did it or not. It's all about impugning him and interfering in the election, which, by the way, is the very thing they say that Trump tried to do, which makes him an authoritarian.
I suppose the issue, the question is, does this hurt Trump or help him more that he's being targeted, indicted? Because the one thing it is doing is making sure that Trump can't campaign. While Trump is locked up in court, going to Florida, trying to get dismissals and things like this, you've got Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and they're going out and they're campaigning. What, Kamala Harris, you went to like a Planned Parenthood or something?
Yeah, in Minnesota.
They're cheating. This is cheating. Democrats
definitely cheating.
are cheating. And the question is, does it actually hurt Trump though? Because many people have made the argument that his polls go up when we see things like this.
Well, his polls do go up when we see this kind of thing. And I think that a lot of people also see that the way that Trump is being targeted is in many ways the way that Americans are being targeted. We have the DOJ going after moms and parents at school board meetings, including a father whose daughter was, allegedly raped in the school bathroom, and the DOJ went after him. We have the DOJ going after Catholics who prefer Latin Mass, all based on just one guy's information, and they extrapolated that. You have the Biden administration still saying that white supremacy and domestic extremism are the biggest threats facing the United States while the border is collapsing. You have Haitian immigrants are about to flood the country. The Biden administration has a program in place where 30,000 refugees can come into the U.S. from very specific countries, including Venezuela and Haiti, 2 countries that have definitely been in the news lately. We've seen a lot of crimes lately in the U.S. committed by Venezuelan asylum seekers, and we're about to have that kind of stuff going on probably from
asylum seekers.
That's what they say. That's how they make it legal.